Hey gang, Bill Storm here again. One last message for the week that I'd like to share with you, and that's about failure. I know a lot of people really fear failure, and I want to give you a way to deal with that in your own head, right? Because really, the problem is between your own two ears. What that still small voice is telling you, right? You've got the little angel and you've got the little devil, right, on your shoulder, and the little devil's telling you, what if you fail? What if you fail? What's going to happen if you fail? And it gets you into like this anxious mode, right? And to literally where you begin to have paralysis of analysis. You're overthinking, and it causes you to do non-action. So here's how I overcome that in my own head. I believe, this is my own personal belief system, that everyone was born with a certain measure of talent. Like literally, you were put on this earth to do something, right? You've got God-given talents that you were born with from birth, and it's your job to figure out what those are and then use those to the best of your ability. So here's how I think about this in my own head. If I have a certain measure of talent, and these are God-given gifts, and this is my calling, this is literally what I'm supposed to do with my life, it is literally impossible to fail, right? Zig Ziglar had a quote that he had from Ethel Waters, and inside of his performance planner that I used to have when I was younger, the Zig Ziglar performance planner, and it's the quote from Ethel Waters says, "God don't sponsor no flops," right? And I still remember that to this day, because literally, I mean, think about this. If each one of us has seeds of greatness in us, and we're born with a certain measure of talent, and we have a calling that we're supposed to fulfill while we're on this earth, the thing is what we have to do is we got to take some time to just figure out what that is, and then go after it. Because it doesn't matter what anybody else does. There's no competition, right? You have no competition, literally, if you're focused on what you're called to do. You don't. You have no it doesn't matter what anybody else does, because your calling is not their calling. They've got their own calling to figure out. So the reason we get anxious is because we're too worried about what everybody else is going on, and we're not really tuned in and focused on what our calling is. So I've had this happen in my life a million times, over and over again. I guess I'm not that smart and I keep repeating the same mistake over and over again. But I started thinking about all these different things that maybe I should be doing based on what other people tell me that I should be doing. And I haven't really taken the time to listen to that still small voice inside me that says, Bill, you know what you need to do. How do you know what you need to do? Well, number one, you know you need to do that, or that's the thing you should do, is if you're passionate about it. If you're doing something that you're not passionate about, something that literally you dread, you can't stand it, that's obviously not your calling, so stop doing it. And I know that sounds easy to do. Well, Bill, I've got bills and I've got family to take care of, and I just need to do what I need to do. Okay, well, that's great, but in the meantime, if you know what your passion is, or what you know you should be called to do, then you can start taking daily consistent action to start doing more of what you should be doing, and then eventually what you should be doing will replace the things that you dread doing. Does that make sense? So take some time and think about that. If you are unsure about what you feel you're called to do, or how you want to build your business, and I do believe that your business is related. I mean, that's what we do with the majority of our day, is our work. So what is your work, and how does it relate what you're called to do? And if you just can't quite figure that out, I'm happy to have a chat with you about that. All you have to do is just reach out to me, and I'll be glad to kind of talk you through that. And we'll go through a process of elimination. First thing I'm going to ask you is, what are the things that you don't like in your life, right? So we know that if we can eliminate the things that you're not passionate about, that's going to take us one step closer to the things that you are passionate about. So hopefully that helps. I am holding a live webinar tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hope to see you online. All you've got to do is just register, and we'll see you then.